need a base system for my game, but I don't want to create another boring modular system like every other survival game. I have a great new idea for this mechanic that gives the player more control over how their base looks, whilst also changing the way that raiding plays out. Let's get into it. So, in traditional survival games, you are given a set of modular base pieces which are placed down to create a base. This is very simple for the player, but it can look really bad and ruin immersion. The problem with this is that the resolution of the modular pieces are too low, giving around 3 meters squared to work with. But if you look at real life buildings, they have much tighter spaces. This means we're going to have to go smaller. So I could just make the base pieces smaller and call it a day, except that the game is multiplayer and every single piece of every building needs to be synchronized over the network to every player. This means that I need a smarter way of doing it. The way I can solve this is by using a greedy algorithm. Greedy algorithms are algorithms that find a semi-optimal solution to a problem in the shortest time possible, in this case allowing me to group up similar parts of the base into one mesh. This will take the classic starter box base and reduce the entity count down to just 6 entities, which is a huge improvement from the alternative. However, this solution means that the bases must be pre-designed and can't really be modified at runtime. Thankfully, the pacing of my game is not going to be like Fortnite.
Dude, I can't believe it!
Players will have time to plan and design their base before they enter a game. They can do this in the blueprint designer. This menu is where a player can create a base using a nice array of different modular parts, and then when the player wants to place the base in game, they can upload the design and the server will perform optimizations on it and put it into the game world. The future plan is to give the base a resource requirement that the player must then go out and gather, similar to how upkeep is managed in Rust. Again though, this introduces a new problem. If the base can't be dynamically modified, it also can't be dynamically destroyed. So how will players raid each other? The creative solution to this problem is to modify the way raiding will work. You see, raiding is not a primary part of Rift Division. Players are meant to be capturing points on the map, looting and exploring. I don't want raiding other players to be an easy task. So what's the solution? To only allow players to raid through doors. I know this may sound like a strange solution, but I can imagine players create a sort of predetermined maze to defend, allowing the defending players to set deliberate traps and crossfires to make it as hard as possible for attackers. I think this has a lot of potential and will create fun and difficult raiding experiences. Let me know what you think of this mechanic, and if you like this video, go watch one of my other devlogs and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.